Okay, today's project is get a rack up on the top of this, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk you through what we ordered. Like I said in my opening video for this build series, the instructions are available from Thule. It is very straightforward. This is not a how-to. I'm not gonna take you through every step. I'm just gonna generally talk about what I ordered, why I ordered it, put it on, kind of show you the final result. So let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, so this Cayenne came with what they refer to as the naked roof, meaning it has no factory roof rails. Obviously, does not have a factory roof rack, as you can see. So that kind of dictates what you have to order. As I said in my overview video, if you watched the first episode, I want to put a roof rack on this car because I've got a Yeti mountain bike. I do like to take that out occasionally. I wouldn't say I'm like once a week or anything, but maybe like once or twice a month, and get some exercise on some cool trails as opposed to just driving around the area here at our house. Also, the whole family has bikes, and there's some great spots here in Atlanta, like the Atlanta Beltline, that are really nice to take the bikes down to. So in the D1, it had that really large, back area and all that. I had the ability to put bikes in there and really just shut the hatch, and we could fit almost everything with the seats down. In this car, obviously tighter cargo area. So if we're gonna take 2 of us or 4 of us plus bikes, we need to be able to put the 2 adult bikes on the roof. So went over to eTrailer.com and ordered all this stuff. I would highly recommend that website. That said, this isn't a paid review. They didn't send me this stuff for free. They just have really, really good how-to information on install, reviews, what you need to buy. They've got customer service people that look over your order to make sure you got all the parts and pieces proper, because a lot of these systems are a little confusing. So you enter your vehicle info and they kind of triple check everything, and the shipping was super fast. This stuff got here. I ordered almost everything for the build on one weekend. I know that's shocking. If you follow the channel, you know I don't waste much time on these things, and they win the prize. They were the first build item to show up 1.5 business days after I ordered it. So very impressive. Okay, so here's what we got. This is the edge clamp system. So this is the system you need to install a roof rack that does not have a pre-existing set of roof rails or anything like that. Okay, so this is kind of straightforward. This is a foot pack. Okay, this is a set of rubber pieces and all that kind of stuff, and extra hardware that allows you to put these on your roof in a safe way so that they're secure, but also that they don't scratch your roof or anything. Of course, on a Porsche, we're sort of thinking more about those kind of things. So those 2, okay? And then we went with the wing bar edge, the 104 and the 113. Now these are pre-sized for the Porsche Cayenne. If you enter your vehicle info, these will be what pull up. So you don't need to necessarily remember that, but just in case you're curious, it's the 104 and 113 length. I went with the wing bar edge for a couple reasons. One, I really wanted the aluminum look. I think it's going to go very well with this white. Porsche is a luxury vehicle, and I feel like these aluminum racks just look a lot better than standard black for what it's worth. Number 2 is these things have a pretty nice aerodynamic profile. So they do have kind of an airplane wing shape, which channels air and wind and that kind of stuff. One of the advantages of this car is it's super quiet. The cabin is very, very quiet, and I love that about the car. As I said in the first video, this is like a luxury comfort build. We're not going off-road. We're not necessarily doing like crazy exhausts and things like that. Nonetheless, I don't want a bunch of noise. I certainly don't want noise from the roof rack. I didn't care about it as much on the D1. I mean, it's a rugged car. Technically wasn't driving down the highway much. This car I plan to drive on the highway quite a bit. It's fast, it's capable. A lot of the point of going to this build was to get something I could actually drive for extended distances on the highway, because D1, that was not pleasant. So went with that profile with the wing bar edge. And then these I did not get from eTrailer. I actually got these on Facebook Marketplace. So these are the Circuit XT bike trays, or bike racks, if you will. And they don't make these anymore. And I really wanted them for a couple reasons. One, they match beautifully. So they're the all aluminum look. 2, they're not curved. And by that I mean the newer Thule bike racks, okay, they basically come down this way, and then they have like a bump up and a curve. And I sort of understand why they did that, but I like this straight look. It just looks a lot better. Number 3 was to save some money. So these things retail for $2 something a piece, I think. And I got this set in almost like new condition for $100 total. And I know it has a little scratch there, but so be it. So anyway, that's the package. We're gonna go ahead and get this on. I'll kind of talk you through how the install went and then show you the final result. Okay, so we've got our crossbars set up. As you can see, one is obviously longer than the other. Longer one goes in the back. As you can see, the car flares out as you move to the back. So These are pretty simple. You basically take these 4 feet, remove these plastic covers, trim pieces, and then they just slide and slot into the aero bars. There's a little peg that's connected to the end of this adjustable screw that goes through a hole and clicks in. Then you kind of tighten this down to the A position, and then you put these rubber gaskets in place that cover the channel on the inside but still give you access to put things down in there. So these things are all set up. I'm gonna go and get them on the roof using the foot pack and the clamps, tighten everything down, and then throw these bike racks and we'll be done. Okay, so we've got the cross rails on. Pretty nifty little system that Thule has here. It's very adjustable. So you definitely need to be in the strike zone on your crossbars. You don't want to be way off, but left the covers off just to show you guys real quick how these adjust. So first of all, they clip in underneath here. They've got these rubber feet that sit on your roof. That way you don't scratch and mar your roof, which is great. You've got 2 adjustment points. So the first one is kind of like a fine adjustment. That's going to be up here. And so that gives you, you can see the letters on there just so you can make sure it's even, so you can set both to the same letter. But basically that little screw you see there allows you to do fine-tune adjustment to tighten or loosen the distance essentially between the feet, because this is attached into the crossbar. Okay, and then once you've gotten it basically positioned, the feet are flat, you've got this bracket pretty close to the edge, you know, not torqued down obviously. Then you're going to torque this with the same tool. And it's even got kind of a torque indicator built in, which is super slick, where you turn this and once you hear it click, you've hit the proper torque settings. So, so yeah, pretty awesome. And so these are on. I'm just gonna throw the covers on those and then we'll put the bike racks up. All right, so we are all installed. Love the way this rack turned out. First of all, Thule just makes nice stuff. I've had some Yakima racks in the past. They're okay. I mean, they certainly get the job done. They're a little bit of a cost savings, but I've got a Thule on the X5, which I've always loved because on that one, the silver tying into the silver body color was like really important in terms of I wanted to go for that look, but plays well with the white on the Cayenne. And yeah, just really liking the way this turned out. So big shout out to people over at eTrailer.com for great website, quick shipping, great install instructions, you know, really everything you need to get the job done. Very happy with the rack. Love how the bike components of that turned out. And yeah, just overall, I feel like a roof rack on an SUV, just aside from the function, of course, which like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm going to certainly get my use out of. It also just gives it like, I don't know, this European, like Swiss Alps, Bavarian, like in the mountains in the winter, like type of vibe. Maybe that sounds, I don't know, superficial or whatever, but I don't care. I like how it looks. I think roof racks on European SUVs, X5s, you know, ML Mercedes, Porsche Cayenne, Audi, Q5, Q7, I just think they look really good. They set the car off and they just give it a really nice balance, I think, in terms of height, especially because this is a pretty low, swept back looking SUV. So I like the height. I think it's going to look great with the new wheels and the running boards and all the other stuff going on. And of course, it serves a function. You can pop the bike racks off if we got runs to Home Depot for home projects. Bike racks, obviously, we can use for the bikes for going riding. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. First project of many coming to the channel for the Cayenne, and stay tuned for the next one.